I was making this list this morning at like 7 a.m. in bed, so that's why. To the computer. Let's figure out how we had this organized. Good morning, everyone. My name is Katie, and I am a third grade teacher in the state of Florida, and you are here for part 2 of my classroom setup series for this summer. I am up here for a second round of class setup. This is the second day that I've come up to my classroom to set things up around the room. It doesn't look much different from day one. I made some progress on the front bulletin boards and with cleaning, so if you missed my day 1 video, definitely go check that out. I'll link it above in the cards for you so you can see like how I prepped my room, because I did a lot of cleaning and organizing in that first one so that I'll be ready to do some of the things that I have to do today. But first, matter of business is I need to log into my smartboard, which is right here, and get my to-do list up on the board just like I did last time, so I can go over like the things that I have to do. And then after I've done that, sorry, I'm trying to figure out where to put the camera. After I've done that, I need to eat my breakfast because it is like 8 o'clock in the morning. I have my password is expired. Okay, I'll change it. I have a slam-packed day today. For real. Like, I'm gonna be here for a few hours, and then I'm taking David to an enterprise store because he's got to get a U-Haul truck to take to his like convention trip, to take all the like event things and boxes and packages. So he's gonna be driving that to his event, and so I've got to drop him off so he can pick up that truck. And then I have a kickboxing class at noon at a gym that's like closer to my school, so I'm going like across town and then coming back. And then I'm gonna spend the afternoon like cleaning my house because I have small group tonight for the first time because we took all of the month of May off. So all of that to say, I have a lot of things to do today, and I'm here just to work. Enter my password again, hold on. So it's gonna be like a busy day, and I only have a couple hours to come up here and work in my room, but I wanted to get some hours in, mostly because I won't be here like basically the rest of the week because of David's work trip. Will be gone, so I won't be able to like come to my classroom. It's Monday right now, and I won't be able to come to my classroom until next week. So it'll be a whole week till I'm here next. So I was like, let me just come and get some things done. I think that'll be good. All right, let's insert a photo. Okay, so here is my to-do list. I'm gonna make it nice and big up on my board. It's not too lengthy today. But yeah, I think I'm gonna get all this done. I'm gonna get my oatmeal, and then I'll sit in that rolling chair that I sat in last time, and I'll eat my breakfast and like go over my to-do list with you guys, and then I'll get started. All right, I've got my breakfast. It's overnight oats with bananas because we're trying to finish up our bananas before we go out of town. And I was like, I can take this with me because when I have overnight oats, I'm kind of like a slow eater. I like graze. I do that with my coffee too. Like anytime I go somewhere, I never get it in a like regular cup. I always ask for it to go because we'll sit there and like chit chat with our friends, and they'll all finish their coffees and I'll still be sipping on mine because I'm just a slow coffee drinker, and sometimes I like graze on breakfast. Usually like during the school year I eat it and then I leave, right? But when it's the overnight oats, I just kind of like graze on it. Okay, so my to-do list is up here on the board, just like last time, which worked out great last time, so we're gonna do this again. The first thing on the list says to organize fiction books. That's not gonna happen today. That was on my list for part 1, and I didn't do it, and I'm not gonna have time to do it today. And I realized in my last video that my books are like buried under all this stuff over here, so I left it on the list because it's not done, but I'm not doing it today. So things that I'm doing today include, I've got to fix my borders from the last time I was here. If you watched the last part, you know why they need fixing. If not, go watch the first part. But I'm gonna finish up my borders on the front. I made 2 bathroom signs, one for me, one for my swap teacher. So I'm just gonna hang those on the door. That's kind of like a little thing, but I have them. I'm gonna try to put all my games in my cabinets. Most of them are right there. I think you can see them right there, like Battleship Connect 4. And I cleaned out the cabinets last time, so if I can get the games in the cabinets, that'll be a huge like clear off a bunch of space on these desks, which will be nice. Then next I have take Legos and magnet, which I spelled magnet way wrong. It says magnate. Anyways, I was making this list this morning at like 7 a.m. in bed, so that's why it's spelled terribly wrong. So I need to take my jumbo Legos and my magnet tiles home because at David's event, we're doing like a family event that we've done the last couple of years. It's like a family and spouse brunch. And over the last few years, a lot of kiddos have started coming, which is really great because it gives moms and dads who are there with kids while their other spouse is attending like the sessions something to do. And I told David this year, I was like, I can be in charge of all the kids stuff. And they just like, it doesn't really matter. Like I'm going to be doing essentially like an hour and a half of childcare while like during a brunch. And so I have games and stuff and coloring and like a Father's Day craft all planned. But I was like, if I get these magnet tiles and jumbo Legos, it gives me one more like unstructured option so they can come in and do those things while I'm helping with the craft and before we do the group games. So I need to take those out to my car. They're somewhere over here. And by somewhere over here, I mean somewhere in this giant mess. So that if I like move the games, I think it's gonna help me find the Legos and the magnet tiles. I have my back bulletin board on my list. I don't know if I'll get to that or not today, but it would be cool if I could set up for that bulletin board with my kind is cool. I'm gonna do it the exact same as I had in my old classroom. And then craft supplies in the cabinets. I put that last because I figured after putting the games in the cabinets, I'd be tired of putting things in the cabinets. So I could take a break with the bulletin board and then put more things in the cabinets. But keep in mind, I only have until 11 a.m. It's currently 8:20. So I still have like 2 hours and 40 minutes. So I can get a lot done in 2 hours and 40 minutes. All right, I'm gonna keep grazing on my breakfast and go ahead and start to fix bulletin boards, do a couple things on my list, and then I'll check back in with you guys. This peanut butter, so good. I also just had this sinking feeling that that's not all my games. I feel like I have 1 or 2 other versions of Jenga hidden somewhere in this mess. And I just feel like it was full. Like I think my game cabinet was full. So I'm like, where did all the games go? But I mean, that was a lot. That was the majority of them. I know that was the majority. But I just really feel like there's more Jenga, or there were other ones. I'm standing here like scanning the piles, but I don't see them. And I guess this is just what we get for shoving everything onto counters. Am I right? Okay, well, maybe they'll turn up later as I keep uncovering things. But for now, I can check that off my list. So, whoa, I just kicked the tripod. Sorry, y'all. Let me come over here and check off games and cabinets. So I've got 3 checks already, and it's only 8:32. Okay, I could probably get all this stuff done today. So I'm not quite tired of putting things in cabinets. So maybe I'll go ahead and put the craft supplies in the cabinets, and then the last thing I do will be the back bulletin board. So I think that's where we're gonna head next. Here's all the craft supplies. Let me show you. All right, my craft supplies are currently all right here. It's these rainbow bins that are from Michael's. And these, well, I think that one in my storage closet, but that one down there is craft supplies. And all of those bins, and then the things that are over here in these buckets don't stay in these pink buckets, and they go in the craft supply cabinet. And that cabinet is this one right here. I kept all my craft supplies like over here. So I think that's where I'm gonna put them again because I liked having them over there. Okay, that was actually trickier than I thought. There's a lot of stuff. Look at all that. But we got it over here. So now it's on the counter, and the task that I have is to get it into these upper cabinets and the lower cabinets. Now, if I remember correctly from the last time I set up in my other classroom, there were two problems with these containers. First problem, well, I love these containers. They're from Michael's, and I've had them since I started teaching. I got them 6 years ago. And they kind of have, this one has like a variety of things, but they are kind of sorted. Like this one has cotton balls and then string that doesn't fit in the string container. Here's the string container. So as you can tell, this one's like quite full. I have one with like puzzle pieces, and then this one's like ribbon and pipe cleaners. I have one with foam stickers. So they're all kind of organized, sort of. They could probably be better organized, but as I collected things, I just had to find buckets with empty spaces for them to go in. But I love them a ton, and they're really cute. But I remember from last time, you cannot put them in the cabinets like this because the cabinets won't close. So, I mean, it closes for the most part, but it's still pretty open. It's the doors are sitting like this, right? They're not going all the way closed. You just can't see it on the camera. So I remember I had to turn them and stack them like this. But then the problem I ran into there is when I turned them to stack them like this, I didn't have enough room to double stack like I wanted. I think I had them like this and this. And then, is that how I had it? Look, I can't even remember now. But I know I took this thing that's also pretty organized. Like the top is cotton swabs, and I've got buttons, toothpicks, clothespins, jingle bells, stuff like that. I think the problem that I ran into was getting this to fit in the cabinet, so I had to move this shelf. So I think what I'm gonna have to do is move this shelf, and if I remember correctly, I feel like I just took it out and I put it on the bottom. Maybe I should go like watch and see what I did. I should have done this morning. I should have done my research. Okay, I'm gonna go like look and see if I can find my video from last time and figure out, because I'm pretty sure I took like this shelf and I just slid it here, and I just did two shelves in this cabinet, and I did a stack, and I had this here, and then I had two boxes stacked, and then up top I had something, and then the rest of the boxes, these ones right here, I put down at the bottom. I think I had room for 1, 2, 3, 4 down at the bottom, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of them. Yeah, I'm gonna go figure out what we did. Here we go. To the computer. Let's figure out how we had this organized. Okay, nothing a little breakfast and coffee break can't fix. Here's what I did. I took the top shelf, put it down here, and then I had two baskets here, my glue guns, and then I put this big thing on this shelf so it could stand, and I had two baskets up there with it. So we're gonna have to take these things out, and I should have left room on the countertop for myself to stand up. I'm just gonna have to push all the bins back to do that. Let me do that first. Okay, I think that'll give me enough space to get up on the cabinets to move the shelves. So I'm gonna flip the camera around, and let's get all of this craft stuff to fit back into the cabinet. Here's the final craft cabinet. When I open it up, it's very similar to my old one, except I discovered I could make this like small shelf instead of just stacking these two, so I could put sandwich bags there. Because I used to just have the sandwich bags like leaning up here. So there we go. That's the top. I don't really like that this is all empty, but there's not that much I can do about it unless I turned the craft stick box and stacked those things on top of it, but it would really just fill that space and be kind of pointless. So we're not going to do that. But this is the top cabinet. I put higher use items here, like my Christmas lights and my command strips and my paint, which is just a heavy box, stay here. And then the bottom has the ones that are lesser used, but that's okay. So here's the rest of the bins. I also consolidated and made one for paintbrushes because my paintbrushes were also just sitting out in a bag in the open. So I consolidated and made a paintbrush box. And then these are my extra watercolors. And then this bucket is full of just stamps that my mom had growing up when she did scrapbooking. I just can't bring myself to part with them. Honestly, I should set them out as like a STEM bin center this year. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll take one of my bins and put it out as a STEM bin center so they get more use, because I use like the way to go ones on their paper sometimes, but there's lots of fun stamps in there that I'm sure they'd love to play with. I might do that. So note to self. But there's the craft cabinets. Hallelujah. I'm so glad that's done, and I think it looks good, and I got everything up there, which was incredible. About to wrap up for the day, but before I leave, let me show you a few things that I got at Hobby Lobby that I didn't need but I thought were really cute. And also I was able to get more done than I thought I was able to. I finished the bulletin board up here. I even put the letters up, which I was expecting just to do the background and the border, so that feels good. And then I even did the alphabet above the board. It's a little off center, but I think it looks fine. And I finished the craft cabinets, top game cabinet, and then the bottom I moved all the notebook paper. So here are the things that I got from Hobby Lobby. If you have a Hobby Lobby close to you, they've got a lot of great teacher stuff, so run, don't walk to go see what they have. First off, I got this wonderful pointer. Did I need another pointer? I don't know, I have quite a few, but I like this one because the top is squishy foam and I can use it on my smart board. So if you have a smart board, this is like what I use when we're doing fluency and I point and read, because it's not like a plastic hard tip that I'm worried will hurt the smart board when I'm using it to point. I have one other that's like squishy. It's shaped like a pizza that I got from Michael's, but I was like, this will be great. I also got these little pairing cards. They're really cute, just to do partners this year. I was like, I could make those, but I could not make them this cute. So here's all the little pairs. It's like $3.99. And then I got this magnetic dry erase eraser. That's a disco ball. So you better believe I'm about to put this on my board in the back of my classroom. Oh my gosh. There we go. we're gonna test it out in just a minute. And then I also brought back this book. So this is totally random, but I got this from my training last week. It's called After School Superstars, Lucy Lopez Coding Star by Claudia Mills. It's just a little chapter book. I read it this weekend because I was like, that could be a cute read aloud. And it was actually really cute. And they recommended teaching, analyzing characters, like how does a character change from the beginning of the story to the end. Using this text, it would be so simple to teach with this. So I might use it as a read aloud this year. It also talks a lot about computer coding. So I think it would be fun to do like a read aloud with it and then do some like coding activities with my class as well. So they're like learning some coding things along with Lucy in the story. So if you're looking for a chapter book, this is a great one. I also think like it would be a good read aloud, but I do think that students could read it because it's not super, like it's not a super complex text. So I think like a student could pick it up and read it on their own who's ready for chapter books, but I'd probably use it as a read aloud. So that's it. The last thing I have to do today, and then I'm gonna head out until next week, is I've got to get those 2 boxes, the green and the blue one, into my car because those are my big Legos that I'm taking for David's event. And then I filled my little rolling cart right there full of the magnet tiles, dinosaurs, because little kids like to play with dinosaurs, so I think that'll be good to set out. And I think there's another box of Legos in there. So I got to get all that out to my car. It's probably going to take 2 or 3 trips to get it out there, which is fine. And it is like 10:20. So I think if I start that now, I'll be heading out and I'll make it home right at 11 to pick David up and take him to go get the U-Haul. So that's all I got for today. I finished everything on my checklist and more. So that feels good. All right, we have fast forwarded like an entire week. It is now Monday of the next week. I went on vacation the whole week. Actually, it was like David's work trip type vacation. So I was helping with his work trip stuff and enjoying the pool and the beach. It was supposed to rain like the whole weekend and we got some sun, which was really great. And we just got back today and I worked on the way to vacation on editing this vlog and realized that I never filmed an outro for it. So I just wanted to jump on and update you guys. And first off, say that I'm really glad I packed all of the Legos and the animals and the magnet tiles because the kids loved using those at our brunch event that we did, and the PE type games that I had planned for them were a blast. So that was a hit. So I'm really glad that I packed those 10 out of 10. And then there was something else. Oh yeah, while I was editing, I realized I put all of my board games in a cabinet. And then I was watching it and I was like, I think that's not even the right cabinet. Like I stood there and I was like, was it this one or this one? I think it was this one. And I did the wrong one. So I'm gonna have to look at that the next time I go up and see if I like where I put them or if I want to move them into the cabinet that's over by the sink, because that's actually where my board games were in my other classroom, was like in the group of the sink cabinet. So it was like craft, paper plates and all those things, and then board games. So I might leave them where I put them, or I might switch them. I don't know. But I was like laughing while I was editing that. I was like, okay, yeah, I tried really hard to get it in the right spot and I just realized it totally wasn't. But I thought I would just jump on, do a little outro. My first classroom setup video has already gone live and went live this weekend, and I've just been blown away by the number of you who are watching and who are interested in it. So thank you guys so much for watching, for your thumbs up, for your comments, and just for interacting with the video. Here's David, he's unpacking the car. He appreciates your interaction with the video too. Make sure you give this one a thumbs up and subscribe because there will clearly be more parts. I still have a lot of setup to do, and I plan on going up this week and starting a part 3. So that's really exciting. But I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for watching. And as always, I will see you in the next one.